Hello friends and welcome to another week of Creole. This week I'm at Granville Island. Hello friends, sorry about this noise, but it's a little windy out and I didn't bring my other microphone. So hey, welcome to Granville Island. I'm just hanging out here, hanging out for a little while, buying some vegetables because they're awesome here. Just wanted to talk to you guys today about covenant. A long time ago, during Abraham's time, one of the little stories that nobody ever talks about, and we're going to be talking about it today, is the story of how Abraham made a covenant with God. Now, a covenant was a contract. It was very, very serious matter. Whenever they did a contract back in the day, they used to have these animals that they used to come, and after they signed everything, basically you would kill them in front of everybody, and they would do this oath. They would say, may it be done to these animals just like may it be done to me like these animals if I break my promise. That's basically what they used to do. Now this is an incredible thing because it meant that it was serious. Like when it was a serious contract, it wasn't something that you could work your way out of. No such thing as getting a lawyer and kind of working your way out. It was final and it was resolute. Now there's a story in Genesis where Abraham gets asked by God to bring all these animals. I'm gonna link it in here somewhere. But he brings three or four types of different animals, and God asks him to split them in half and then put each half on one side of this crevasse, a tiny little crevasse. And then Abraham was supposed to wait. So Abraham waited and waited until he fell asleep, and he had this dream where this flaming pot, this basically meant the Spirit of God came, and he walked in between the animals. Now you got to remember that blood would have pooled in between of there, and he would have walked down the middle of it, basically getting his feet and the hems of his robes wet with the blood. Now this was a way of sealing a contract. It meant that it was very, very serious. It was a super serious contract, and they wanted to make sure that it was ironclad and binding, and it would never be broken. They would do something like that. They would bring these animals. They would make, both parties would have to walk in between those animals, and they would say that oath that I told you earlier before. May it be done to me like these animals if I ever break my word or break the covenant. And this is exactly what God was saying. But one thing you have to realize here is that God did not ask Abraham to walk in between the animals. God alone was taking the penalty. He's basically saying, I know you're not going to be able to uphold this, so I will uphold it for you, and I'm not going to expect you to actually walk in the middle of these animals and make that promise that you can't keep, but I can keep it. I know that I will never break my word, so I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to make it my part of the bargain so ironclad that no matter what you do, no matter how far away you are from me, my word will remain and I will be true to it. And I think that's an amazing thing to learn about this week is knowing that God's promises are super serious. Whenever God makes you a promise, he's not just joking around and he'll forget about it. It's a solid binding contract. It is something that he will uphold, and he still upholds. And last week, if you took a look at some of the stuff in the devotional, we look at some of the histories and some of the promises that God made to Abraham and his descendants, and how he's always kept them throughout the generations, throughout the thousands and thousands of years as he's been around. God kept these promises solidly, and it's amazing to see. So guys, this week as you're talking with your crews, remember about God's promises. They're ironclad, they are solid. He is not in it just to forget about them, and he doesn't lie when he makes a promise. It is solid and you can count on it. And that's the main thing that I wanted to teach you guys about covenant. So when God made the promise of salvation to the humans, it was ironclad. It was solid. There was no way he was going to break it, and there was no way that he was going to leave us alone and not fulfill his promises. So awesome, guys. Have a fantastic week this Friday at Creole. See you guys next week.